Okay, so I want to talk about alternate realities and timelines really quickly. If you're new here, hi, hello, I'm the guy that's being haunted in his 110-year-old apartment building, but we're not here to talk about ghosts today. You might have heard of the popular Reddit story, The Red Lamp, where a man was living, his life with, he had a wife and children and blah, blah, blah. And one day he noticed that a red lamp in his living room didn't look quite right, and he basically came to realize that nothing around him was real, and he didn't have any of it. And that happened to me. When I was, I think, 21 or 22, I went to bed one night and I woke up and I went about my day and I went to college again, and I found a boyfriend, and I started a career, and we got married, and we had children, and we had a beautiful, beautiful life together. And it was so full of detail, and I loved my life. And I woke up. I woke up from a dream that felt like decades, and I woke up with such grief. I physically hurt, realizing that this man that I loved and our family and our future all wasn't real and it didn't exist anymore. Or maybe it did exist and I just wasn't there for it. Um, and I remember grieving when I woke up, and it's such a strange thing to say because it was a dream, right? None of it was real, but it felt so real and it was so long. And I cried. I woke up and I was crying for the loss of my life and my loved ones. And I could also, at the same time, feel the memories and details and the realism of it slipping. And within an hour or so, I was like, wow, that was such a crazy dream, when I had just woken up and it was like a shotgun to the face. So much grief and pain and hurt. And there are theories about this, right? Like perhaps that was my life and I died for whatever reason in that timeline and I slipped into the closest one. Some people believe, our souls never really die, we just pop over to the next timeline. And maybe that's what happened to me. And when I freshly slipped, all of those memories were front and center. And that's why it hurt so bad. And as I was there longer or here longer, it faded away. And that wasn't my reality anymore, so I didn't really think about it. But I can tell you with 100% certainty that felt real to me. That was my reality, that was my life. I went through so many years living that. And it may have just been a dream, it may have just been a couple of hours while I was sitting there, or maybe it was something else. Maybe it was my life and what it was someplace else, and then I was forced into this version of me. Because in there, I was still me. Everything until I went to sleep that night was exactly the same. Have any of you experienced something similar to this? Go ahead and drop it in the comments. Now it doesn't hurt me, right? Because I'm so far removed from that and I'm loving my life and where it's going and who I'm with. But part of me still wonder, like, was that real or not?